Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. The federal government vows to prosecute everyone linked to the failed gas contract that resulted in the UK court judgment allowing seizure of Nigeria's assets worth $9 billion. The National Economic Council to constitute team for the recovery of 614 billion naira loan to state governments. Traders and others lament partial closure of Nigeria's land borders over security concern, complain of damage to goods and business shutdown. And British Prime Minister Boris Johnson holds Brexit talks with President Emmanuel Macron in Paris as the French leader rules out renegotiation of North Ireland backstop plan. For more information on our top stories and others, please visit our websites, channelstv.com. youtube.com/channelsweb has videos of our shows. The controversy trailing the partial closure of borders in 4 geopolitical zones of the country still raging as Nigerians frown on the federal government's decision. The operation, codenamed X-Swift Response, has the combination of officers from the Nigerian Customs Service, the Immigration Service, the police and the Nigerian Armed Forces carrying out special stop and search operations at the border. In this next report, Channels Television visits 2 of the borders where business owners have been lamenting but hope for the best at the end of the operation.
An unusual parking by already loaded and outbound trailers on both sides of Seme Highway. The reason is not far-fetched. An existing joint security operation across the country's land borders is currently ongoing. At the border post, the order coming from these young officers is clear. Those coming in and exiting the area are thoroughly searched and restrictions applied. And then it appears the directive keeps changing. Residents say the operation is affecting businesses around the border.
This border is an international border that houses 5 countries, ECOWAS state. We have a corridor that there's the ECOWAS treaty, that at least whatever that's coming to happen, we should be informed.
As normally, it's 30 minutes or 20 minutes time I'm off to my tour. But I'm here more than 2 hours now. There's no passenger coming in and out. Everywhere is blocked. Normally I make like 25,000.
But since this operation started,
I can't even make it 10,000 naira.
At the Jibia border in Katsina State, the directive here is in full force. There is a partial closure, while movement of goods and services is also restricted.
You can see vehicles carry this much more especially onions, tomatoes. People wish to cross border, and the government did not inform anybody.
this mission of our president, he has already need to use our own food harvest in our country here in Nigeria. They don't want to use this foreign food, but we are proud to use our national food. We are happy now. But some people are crying, but even I myself, I'm happy.
Barring any last-minute changes, the operation is expected to end on or beyond September the 16th. Operators and key players can only hope that this common response strategy will yield the needed result it is set to achieve.
We're staying with security matters. Boko Haram insurgents have attacked Gubio and Magumeri local government areas of Borno State. Residents told Channels Television that the insurgents gained free entry into the 2 towns unchallenged, as the army had allegedly withdrawn from its locations for unexplained reasons. But the army has denied the claim, stating categorically that the attack was targeted at troops deployed in the areas, as the terrorists planned to steal food items and other logistics in the market. It also said that the heavy firepower from the army forced the insurgents to retreat, while a civilian JTF member was killed in the process and several villagers injured. Gubio has been a target of attacks in recent times, with the state governor, Babagana Zulum, severally visiting to build resilience of the villagers. Kidnappers are on the rampage again in Sokoto State, where they abducted a member representing Denge Shuni's state constituency at the Sokoto State House of Assembly, Aminu Bude, today. A close relation of the victim says his brother was kidnapped by yet-to-be-identified persons between Denge and Bude towns. When contacted, the public relations officer of the State Police Command, Abubakar Siddiq, confirmed that the legislature was kidnapped and efforts are ongoing to rescue him.
At about 1:30 hours, we received a distress call that in Bodai village there are armed men numbering about 10. They invaded the residence of the lawmaker representing the Ngeshuni local government of Sokoto State at the State House of Assembly, and they've kidnapped him. Upon receipt of the information, the DPO led his patrol team down to the scene, and on his way he contacted the Commissioner of Police, who immediately ordered that standby teams at the state headquarters should be dispatched to go and complement the efforts of the DPO. And the DPO has been there along with this complementary manpower, and they are doing everything possible to comb the bushes and ensure that they smoke out these hoodlums and rescue the kidnapped victim unhurt.
To the courts now. The Presidential Election Petition Tribunal today struck out the petition filed by the Hope Democratic Party and its presidential candidate Ambrose Owuru, challenging the victory of President Muhammadu Buhari at the February 23rd presidential election. The unanimous judgment of the five-man tribunal, led by Justice Muhammad Garba, leaves only one case before the tribunal, which is that of the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. The tribunal struck out the HDP petition on the grounds that it was premised on a purported referendum which allegedly held on February 16th. The tribunal said it lacked jurisdiction to entertain the petition, which did not challenge the February election, but a purported referendum not conducted by INEC. The Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria has declared inconclusive its findings on rape allegation between Busola Dakolo and the founder of Commonwealth of Zion Assembly, Pastor Biodun Fatoyinbo. The National Publicity Secretary of the PFN, Bishop Emma Isong, says the five-man panel sat for over a month with key stakeholders such as non-governmental organizations and church leaders, among others. Bishop Isong says Busola and her husband, Timi Dakolo, attended the sit-ins, but Pastor Fatoyinbo did not show up at any point in time, despite several invitations.
Unfortunately, several attempts to meet Pastor Biodun of Koza Church, of course, who is one of the important parties in this matter, have failed. Despite several efforts by the fact-finding panel to get his attention or appearance. The PFN, Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, however, appreciates the respect that Mrs. Busola Dakolo gave in her personal appearance, together with her husband, to state her side of the story. Arising from this, the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria unfortunately wish to announce to you our inability to come into conclusion on this matter.
We move on to Anambra State, where Governor Willie Obiano's government is celebrating its youth population with the inauguration of initiatives to encourage creativity. One of those is the unveiling of the Triple I initiative and the Youth Online TV. Governor Obiano says the aim is to identify innovative youths who can add value to society.
Dr. Alex Ekweme Square in Oka, Anambra State comes alive as residents gather in their numbers for the 2019 International Day of Youth, an annual event held in the state to celebrate the youth. Governor Willie Obiano arrives at the venue and immediately starts engaging with many of them whose innovative creations are on display. The idea is to develop skills and encourage creative minds, a direction stakeholders commend.
His Excellency Chief Dr. Willie Madabrochukwu Obiano, through the Ministry of Youth Empowerment and Creative Economy, initiated the good old One Youth, One Skill and other partnership programs that train more than 5,000 youths.
I want to say it categorically, openly, that you are the only governor of Anambra State ever existed that has engaged a very number of people, especially the youths.
Governor Obiano affirms his commitment towards youth development, especially through education, to produce outstanding youth.
There is no better way to prepare the youth for a meaningful life than education. That is why my administration has continued to invest heavily in education. We want to give you, our youth, the best chance in life.
The ceremony features the launch of the triple initiative Youth Online TV, an awards presentation to some National Youth Corps members who've distinguished themselves. The program, which started in 2000, affords the younger generation an opportunity to highlight their potential as well as the challenges they face.
Some of the works we didn't do it in Anambra State, but we are willing to plow back, we are willing to give back, if only we are given the platform to do that.
The event comes to a climax with musical performances. The youth get assurances of support as Governor Obiano announces the sum of 5 million naira for every community in the state for the establishment of 2 mini stadia to promote sports development.
When the news at 10 returns, the federal government strategizes on poverty reduction through technology and partnerships with private sector players. That will be on Business News. Please join us again.